Well, I stuck my HHO producer here in the bathroom, and I really don't have too many. Well, I have it plugged into a surge, what do you call it, fault protection, you know, like in the bathrooms have and the kitchens have, and it's producing a lot of HHO. You can see it right there, see how much it's bubbling. And I just got a pebble instead of rocks tied to it to hold it down. I have an aerator coming. That's a 1/2 inch outside diameter hose, 3/8 inside diameter. So, and it's going through 2 bubblers. So I'm going to try taking using the bath water, and I've been using what do you call it, the baking soda with apple cider vinegar or lemon baths sometimes, and you know they do make you feel better. But I noticed that I've only been using this HHO setup throughout the last 3 days. That's the first time I've actually been using this, using the Brown's gas, breathing it, drinking the water. And I says, you know, I've noticed something already. And with this, you can hear the overhead fan in the bathroom roaring away. You know, that's the fan. That's the exhaust fan in the bathroom, because I'm not sure how much this is putting out. This thing is putting out a lot. I know some of the units put out that you breathe the stuff. They'll have to adjust them down. They might put out 800 milliliters or 0.8 liters per minute, and so like 50 liters an hour. I think this is putting out. This might be putting out 2 liters a minute, or like over 200 liters an hour. So, you know, I might even be able to weld with this thing. I don't even know. It's not like 1,000 liters an hour or something like that, but it might be enough to even do some welding with it. So I'm going to try using this with the bath water, and I'm going to set up. Instead of using a battery charger, I'm getting a power supply, a 50 amp, 12 volt, and then I'm going to use a surge protected power strip as my on-off switch. I ordered the stone aerator thing for this. I'm going to put the one-way check valve in it. I'm going to put a pressure relief valve in it also. And I'm going to actually drill a hole up here, so there'll be a T-fitting so I can fill up and drain the main bubbler. There's 2 bubblers. There's one in there, so we'll see how this goes. I'm going to tell you, I think this in between something like, you know, the Power Zapper. I mean, they'll do different things, you know, this Power Zapper Uzi 3. This thing's not much money either. I mean, this thing, I know Delvis sells Delvis 11 or something like that. They sell one of these for like $1,500, one for $2,500. George Wiseman, $2,500, but you get a 10% discount. This ran me under $300. Even if I add the power supply and the surge protector thing, the one-way check valve, well, they already got that. The T-fitting, the pressure relief valve, and aeration stone, I don't even think it's going to run $350. This runs, I think, a little over $350, but you really don't have to do nothing with it. Works in different ways. But I think between the Power Zapper Uzi 3C and this simple Brown's gas thing here, it's probably, it could put the healthcare system right the hell out of business. And so don't expect them to freaking endorse this crap, even if they got thousands of studies that prove it. They're never going to do it until they figure out a way to rip you off. You know, until they find a way to make this machine cost $100,000 with all the kinds of governmental regulations and all this kind of crap, and specialists that go to school for, you know, $150,000 for, you know, 1 degree, and then you get another degree. It's not hard to use. I can actually make this produce a lot less HHO, so it's very safe to breathe just by taking out that main container in there. Just taking out, say, 3/4 of the water and putting distilled water in it. Then I would have it set where I could safely breathe it, because you got to have it under 4.7% hydrogen, so it's not explosive. Probably where I'm at, it's probably explosive, I guarantee you, but it's like once it gets into the ambient air, you know, it's not explosive. But, you know, in the bathroom, you got to watch that. You know, it can build up and build up and build up. So I have an exhaust fan on. But I'm going to use this and see how this works out. I'm going to tell you, women are going to be very interested in this crap, because you know, the skin issues go away. I'm figuring, you know, with the water bubbling, the water will really take care of skin issues, rejuvenate the hell out of the skin, hydrate it, plus get down deep inside the body, because the hydrogen actually passes through the cells themselves, and it rejuvenates you. You know, breathing the gas is actually the most powerful way, but you know, if you're immersed in the water too, I think that's going to be pretty powerful too. But you know, I know how women think. I'm going to tell you right now, if this can make a 65-year-old woman look 32 again, or a 55-year-old woman look like she's 24, this is going to go, you know, as long as you're doing it every day for a few years, you're going to all of a sudden see yourself go back 3 decades, not just looks, but actual reality. And this might be between this thing and this Parazapper Uzi 3C, which, you know, this is a different thing. It's a different, but you know, sometimes they work together synergistically. You know, it's like, I think they're electron donors basically, both of them. They're adding energy to the body, and I didn't really need to get the largest cell for this thing. I was going to put it on my Chevy, the 78 El Camino. That's why I got the large cell. I guess you don't need that large cell because this thing does weigh a few pounds. You get the small unit, save yourself another 20 bucks or so, 25 bucks. The 11 plate, I got the 21 plate. And well, the advantage is with the 21 plate, I don't need to put that much lye in it to make an electrolyte solution. Now you hear lye, whatever, oh, that's caustic, but it goes through one purifying bubbler right there, which is enough to take out virtually all of it, and then this is a double, another one. So it's 100% clean HHO when it comes out this other side here. So we shall see. You know, I'm right now, I'm at the infant stages of experimenting with this. I've only used it 3 days, but I've noticed a difference. So I says, you know, before I got this, you know, I have it actually plugged in with the battery charger, but it's plugged into a fault interrupted protected circuit. So, you know, and it's away from water. The charger is like 6 feet away from the water in the bathtub. So I don't think it'd be any problem. And I'm only going to run it for a half an hour at a time and then let it cool down and all this kind of crap. We'll see how this works out, because if I use this every day, after a few months, I think there's going to be some serious noticeable differences. And the other thing, the first thing I noticed was this. I was not hungry for an after midnight snack after I was doing this stuff. And I think that I feel like I need to eat something because I have lack of energy. I'm really, and sometimes I'm still working, doing more stuff, and I just don't have the energy. Somehow, this doesn't feel like coffee. It doesn't like wake you up like coffee, but somehow it feels like you're more alert or something. You feel a little stronger somehow, and I feel pretty good as it is, but even better with this thing. And this is all homemade, and we're going to add some more safety features on it. Right now, the only safety feature I got on it is a fuse. And it's made on demand. So I mean, it's not like stored in a glass container. It's all made on demand. So that's another safety feature. So there's not that much HHO that could possibly ignite. We'll have the one-way check valve. We'll have the pressure relief valve in case the hose gets kinked. 4 pounds pressure relief valve. A T-fitting so I can fill up and clean out that bubbler, because this was a pain in the ass to take this out and clean it. I put new water in it yesterday and did this one today. You don't need to do it that much. You don't overfill this container here. You don't have to worry about lye solution getting in the bubbler. It's, you know, it's only going to be from the HHO itself, which is very minute amounts, and then it's going to take it out of that bubbler. You can see that's a high amount of production. I think it's definitely more than 1.5 liters. And I could boost this up to 2 liters easy. Maybe 3. So, at 3 liters a minute, that's like 180 liters an hour. That you probably could well something with that pretty good. We'll see. I'm still in the infant stages of seeing how this works, but I want to get going on using it on myself a lot and see how it works out. I know women are going to be way interested in this crap, because this is something, once you buy it, and you can buy the units that are safer. I mean, like Delvis makes one for $1,500. It's a lot easier, it's a lot lighter, it's only 11 pounds. I think it's Delvis 11. And you know, the other, he makes one for $2,500, and also George's Weissman makes one for $2,500. Usually has a 10% discount code. But this didn't even run me a couple $100. This ran me like $185 because I had the battery charger and I had this. So, and I'll add some more stuff on it for maybe 50, 75 bucks more. So it might be like $250, $275 total, and it'll work fine for many, 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 many years. And this would not be the one that the females would want to use because it's like, you know, I don't know, maybe they can use it too. Some could. But it's probably easier to use a lighter one that is, you know, with a nice thing on here where you press some buttons and you go set the timer and all this wonderful stuff. This one you can see I got like a radiator clamp holding it. Well, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Actually, I built it pretty good. I mean, but it's not. This would definitely not be a retail market reseller thing. You know, no way in hell. But you know, it works fine. It works absolutely fine. But if you get the results out of this thing, if it makes you really literally reverse age decades, for like, you know, every female in the world is me, because I know how they think, you know. Looks is their #1 weapon. In other words, you ain't gonna need no makeup. Your wrinkles are gonna go away. Your varicose veins are gonna go away. Your age spots are gonna go away. Crow's feet are gonna go away. The chicken wrinkles on your neck are gonna go away. The whole 9 yards. And you're actually gonna be younger. So, and I'm not selling this stuff, so forget about that. And this isn't even marketed on YouTube or anything like that. And I don't really care about government people doing this. Well, you government people that know best, do what the hell you want. I wouldn't even want you doing this because you people are freaking bad news. All you people of government are bad news. I don't care what the hell you draw a check for. You're bad news. So, anyway, there we go. See what goes on. In search of Ponce de Leon, the Fountain of Youth. Here's my fearless cat, Feather. What are you doing, girl? Huh? She don't need baths. She's got a tongue. There you go.